All right, fire it up. Just do your thing here, bud. Nobody's any better at this than you are.
That's fine. Take a deep breath.
Give him hell at the end. You like this?
Fight like hell like we do every week. You are the best here. Brett, be affirmative. You told me to get on.
Info. Ready. Ready. Slow. Green, green, green. Lock it down, lock it down. 14.
I'm destroyed, and I just got drove through like 6 times on the 14th. What the f is he thinking? That is the stupidest thing I've seen in my career. Literally.
Everything you described is accurate. Haven't even finished the second stage yet. Half the field's wrecked.
Hell yeah.
11 got it. Proud of you there, Matt. Good job, pal. Thanks, man. Good job all day. Great work, my man. Great work.
Keep putting yourself in position, we'll win our share, right? We got one back today, brother. Good job.
Therefore, great job, guys.
And welcome back to Racing in the Draft. My name is Mark, and you're tuning in to race weekend number 22 from New Hampshire. But as we saw last week, a very exciting conclusion to the old historic Atlanta racetrack, with Kurt Busch beating out his little brother Kyle Busch, and Ross Chastain getting in the middle of it. Caused a bunch of controversy with Kyle Busch, and all the drivers seem to be a little upset that Atlanta's going to get repaved, even though the track started coming up during the race. So yeah, it needs to be repaved. But I think they're more upset with the fact that they're going to slightly change the track and make it steeper banked and more narrow. Trying to keep the cars closer together, I guess, is their thought process. But you know, we'll wait and see. We don't even know how the next gen car is going to run. But back to Atlanta this past weekend with Kurt winning. Let's take a look at how the points ended up. We pretty much, as expected, needed 2 dominators, and we had 2 dominators. It was the Busch brothers show. Kyle and Kurt finishing 1 and 2 and leading the most laps and fast laps. We had 4 place differential guys, which we kind of expected and thought was going to happen, with Alex Bowman, Tyler Redick, Bubba Wallace, and Matt Benedetto. Oh man, poor Matty D. It's a shame. Wood brothers have decided to go a different route this coming year, and brought up Harrison Burton to be their driver of the 21 Wood brothers car for next year, leaving Matt Benedetto kind of wondering where he's going to ride next year or drive next year. I hope he finds a good ride. He's had some tough luck this past year with crew chiefs that just didn't quite work out, and just some tough situations. But Bubba Wallace is starting to make a turn around the corner here with his 3rd optimal lineup make in the last probably 4 races ever since Pocono. So congrats to Bubba Wallace for starting to maybe turn things around there and getting pretty consistent top 15 finishes. But Daniel Suarez still is at the top of the heap with 8 optimal lineups on this year, and 3 tied right behind him with Kyle Larson, Kyle Busch, and Alex Bowman, and Martin Truex still hanging in there. We'll see how that ends up for the season. All right, let's take a look at the Foxwood Resort Casino 301. There's last year's winner, Brad Keselowski. All right. Once again, we are at Loudon, New Hampshire, which is a flat, short track. The track length is 1.058 miles. It's flat. 2 to 7 degrees progressive banking in the corners. That's really flat. Most tracks have more banking on their straightaways than Loudon does. All right, race length is 301 laps. Dominator points will be 210.7, coming from laps led of 75.25 and fast laps of 135.45. So, once again, dominators will be important, and my guess, it will look very similar to this past week. We were looking probably for 2 dominators and 4 place difference. And that's our track breakdown for New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Hey, do me a favor, if you haven't hit that like button or subscribe button, make sure you like and subscribe this video. into my channel and share it with anybody else that you think might be interested in DraftKings and NASCAR content. Thanks, I appreciate that. Alright, the real reason you guys came is to get driver by driver breakdown, so let's jump right into that. Kyle Larson, who had a little bit of trouble last week at Atlanta with a pit road speeding penalty late in the race, ended up giving him not the best finish, but his misfortune might be our fortune this week, giving us a starting place of 10th. Not his best track, not his worst track, but Kyle has been doing very well this year, and I probably expect him to move up a little bit from 10th. Not my favorite this week to win, but potentially a top 5 finish for Kyle. Power ranking of 6th this week. He did not race last year because of his suspension, but out of his 4 other races out of the last 5, he has no wins, 2 top 5s, 2 top 10s, and 3 top 20s, a 47.3 DraftKings average, a 12.3 average finish, and has raced here 10 total times with 4 top 5s, 5 top 10s, and 8 top 20s. Pretty consistent being in the top 20. Next in line here, we've got Kyle Busch, 10,900, starting on the pole. Power ranking of 8. I typically don't like the pole sitter here, but I think Kyle runs well enough at New Hampshire to probably be at least an early dominator. If he can at least finish in the top 3 and lead quite a few laps, he may end up being one of our dominators. But we'll kind of get into the dominator breakdown a little bit later in the video. But Kyle, in the last 5 races, has 1 win, 2 top 5s, 3 top 10s, and 4 top 20s, a 64.9 DraftKings average, and a 12.2 average finish. He did have a little bit of a rough go at it last year at New Hampshire, finishing 38th, only finishing 15 laps. He has raced here 29 times with 3 wins, 11 top 5s, 16 top 10s, and 21 top 20s. Next in line here, William Byron, 10,600, starting 16th. Great PD upside here, potential for Mr. Byron. 7th on the power ranking, has started here 3 times and has 3 top 20s. No top 10s, no top 5s, 35.4 DraftKings average, 12.3 average finish, and he finished 11th here in last year's race. Next in line, Kevin Harvick, 10,300, 5th on the power ranking, and starting 12th. Has an average finish of 9.6, DraftKings average of 47.9, has 4 top 5s, top 10s, and top 20s, and 2 total wins in the last 5 races. He's raced here 37 times and finished 5th here last year. 4 wins total out of those 37 starts, 13 top 5s, 21 top 10s, and 28 top 20s. Next in line, power ranking of number 1, Denny Hammond, 10,000, starting 6th. Does have 1 win in the last 5 races here at New Hampshire. A 65.6 DraftKings average and a 6th place average finish, and that's where he's starting. So I expect Denny to probably end up finishing top 3, if not potentially winning here. The last 5 starts, 3 top 5s, 3 top 10s, and 5 top 20s. He started 27 total times at New Hampshire, finished 2nd here last year. 3 wins to his total record, 11 top 5s, 16 top 10s, and 24 top 20s. Alright, next in line, we've got Chase Elliott, 9,800, starting 3rd. Not my favorite pick of the week. Don't like where he's starting. Don't like where his average finish is, which is 13th in the last 5 starts. Does have 1 top 5, 2 top 10s, and 4 top 20s. Once again, 9th on the power ranking. Finished 9th here last year. Has raced here 7 total times with only that 1 top 5, 2 top 10s, and 5 top 20s. I just don't like his starting spot, and I don't really love how well he races here. He also struggles with the package, the 750 high downforce package that they race on tracks shorter than 1.5 miles. Next in line, Joey Logano, 9,500, is starting 15th. For good PD upside here for Joey. 4th on the power ranking, 13.8 average finish, 35.8 DraftKings average, 1 top 5, 4 top 10s, 4 top 20s. has raced here 22 total times, finished 4th here last year, 2 wins to his credit, 7 top 5s, 12 top 10s, and 18 top 20s. Pretty consistent. I do like Joey this week. And his teammate, Brad Keselowski, as we found out, will not be Joey's teammate after this year. Rumor still has it. They have not clarified that he is actually going to Roush Fenway, but Austin Cindric will be taking over the 2 ride, moving up from Xfinity. So I guess we'll probably find out this week or weekend. Since New Hampshire is kind of a home track for Roush Fenway, my guess is they will have an announcement this weekend that Brad will be partnering up and driving for Roush Fenway Keselowski. I don't know what they're going to call it. What is that? RFK? Oh, football stadium. Okay. Back to racing. Brad's 9,300, 3rd on the power rankings, starting 11th, has 1 win to his record, 2 top 5s, 4 top 10s, and 4 top 20s, 46.3 DraftKings average, 11.2 average finished. He did win the race here last year. Has 2 total wins out of his 20 total starts, 8 top 5s, 13 top 10s, and 17 top 20s. Next in line, we've got Martin Truex Jr., 9,100, starting 2nd. Does not have a win here at New Hampshire, but has always run extremely well with a 4.2 average finish out of his last 5 starts here, along with 4 top 5s, 5 top 10s, and 5 top 20s. 72.8 DraftKings average, finished 3rd here last year. 27 total starts at New Hampshire with 7 top 5s, 13 top 10s, and 24 top 20s. He's very consistent. He's very good here at this type of track, and also runs very well with the package that we are running. I expect Martin Truex potentially to be, if he can get around his teammate Kyle Busch, maybe also an early dominant and could be one of our dominators for this race. Next in line here, I really don't like the pricing here, but I do like the starting position. Daniel Suarez, 8,900, which is extremely expensive for Daniel. 19th on the power ranking, even with that great starting spot. No wins, has raced here a total of 5 times with a 31.1 DraftKings average and a 16.2 average finish. He finished 26th here last year. All right, next group of drivers, we've got Ryan Blaney, 8,700, 11th on the power ranking, starting 7th this week. 1 top 5, 3 top 10s, and 5 top 20s, a 30.4 DraftKings average, and 11.8 average finish. Did finish 20th here in the race last year. Has raced 8 total times at New Hampshire, with that 1 top 5, 3 top 10s, and 7 top 20s. Pretty consistent about finishing in the top 20, if you ask me. Kurt Busch, last week's winner at Atlanta, and he has really started to come on strong. He's now secured himself a spot in the playoffs. I just wonder how well that's going to translate, if he's still going to continue to be on a hot streak, or what happens with Kurt. So I'm a little bit leery and a little bit nervous, and the projections show that also. 18th on the power ranking this week, starting 4th, 17.6 average finish and a 24.4 DraftKings average. Does have 2 top 10 and 4 top 20s in the last 5 starts. Out of his 37 total starts, he does have 3 wins here at the Magic Mile, and 8 top 5s, 15 top 10s, and 24 top 20s. Next in line, Eric Almirola, 8,400 and 10th in the power ranking, will be starting 22nd. Some potential PD upside here with Eric if Stewart Haas was faster and had better luck. Eric's starting to show a little bit of glimmer of hope, but still nothing for me to go, ooh, I gotta put him in the field. Not saying he won't make some lineups, but just not as many as I would hope. 1 top 5, 2 top 10s, and 3 top 20s in the last 5 starts. 38.8 DraftKings average and a 14.2 average finish. Finished 7th here last year and has started 18 total times at the Magic Mile with no wins, 2 top 5s, 4 top 10s, and 9 top 20s. Alex Bowman next in line, 8,200, starting 5th, 14th in the power ranking. In the last 5 starts here at New Hampshire, he has 3 top 20s, a 34.0 DraftKings average, and 13.3 average finish. He finished 15th here last year and has raced 9 total times at New Hampshire with only 4 top 20s. Next in line, Chris Buescher, 8,000, starting 17th, 24th on the power ranking, has 2 top 20s in the last 5 starts, 23.4 DraftKings average at 21.2 average finish, finished 25th here last year, and he has raced 7 times at the Magic Mile. Yes, New Hampshire and the Magic Mile are the same place, it's just their nickname. No wins, and only the 2 top 20s to his credit. Alright, next in line we have Ryan Preece, 7,800, starting 25th. 23rd on the power ranking, has 2 total starts in the last 5 races, with 1 top 20, a 34.5 DraftKings average, and an 18.5 average finish. He finished 16th here in the race last year. Has raced 3 total times with a 1 top 20, has 5 Xfinity starts with no wins, but 2 top 5s, 2 top 10s, and 4 top 20s. So he knows how to get around here pretty well. I think his starting spot is pretty good for some PD upside. I don't think he's going to be anything close to a dominator, but I expect him probably to finish in the lower teens would be my guess if I were to put a spot on him. Christopher Bell next in line, 7,700, starting 9th, 13th on the power ranking, has only 1 cup start here where he finished 28th and got 34.5 DraftKings average last year. He does have 2 Xfinity starts, and pretty good Xfinity starts indeed, with 2 wins. So 2 for 2 on the Xfinity side and a 28th place finish in the Cup side. I expect Christopher Bell, he's actually running really, really well right now. Lots of momentum in that direction. I expect Christopher Bell to probably easily stay in the top 10, if not vie for a top 5 or top 3. Next in line, Matt Benedetto. Still feel bad for Matty. 7,600, 12th on the power ranking, starting 14th. Has 1 top 5, 2 top 10s, and 2 top 20s out of the last 5 starts here. 22.3 DraftKings average, 20th place average finish. Finished 6th here last year. And out of his 9 total starts, has a 1 same stats, 1 top 5, 2 top 10, 2 top 20s. Next in line, we've got Austin Dolan, 7,400, starting 13th this week. 16th on the power ranking. His average finish is 20th and 25.1 DraftKings average, with only 3 top 20s to his credit for his last 5 starts. Finished 13th here last year. 11 total starts and 1 top 10, 8 top 20s. I think he's probably going to finish somewhere where he starts. Not a whole lot of PD upside and not a whole lot of place finishing points to be had for Austin. But next in line, Ryan Newman, somebody I really actually like a lot this week. He runs really, really well here at New Hampshire. 7,200, starting 28th. Average finish in the last 5 is 14.8, giving us decent and good PD upside. 35.5 DraftKings average, has 2 top 10s and 3 top 20s out of his last 5 starts. He did finish 21st here in last year's race. 35 total starts at the Magic Mile, with 3 wins, 7 top 5s, 20 top 10s, and 27 top 20s. So back to the whole silly season with Brad Keselowski looking like he's going to Roush Fenway. That into the 6th car, that leaves Ryan Newman probably without a ride. So Matt Benedetto and Ryan Newman, 2 drivers looking for rides for next year. Next in line, we've got Ricky Stenhouse Jr., 7,100, 15th on the power ranking, starting 29th. Another one with good PD upside. I like Ricky this week. 3 top 20s out of the last 5 starts, 21.0 DraftKings average, 21.8 average finish. He finished 14th here last year. Has a total of 13 total starts at the Magic Mile with 2 top 10s and 7 top 20s. Ross Chastain, 7,000, starting 20th, power ranking of 26. Has 2 starts here at the Magic Mile with a 24.2 DraftKings average and a 25th place average finish. He does have 4 Xfinity starts here and only 1 top 20 out of those 4. Ross seems to struggle at this track. I think he's just a little too aggressive, and it's very much a finesse, short mile type or short track type experience. So without that banking to help him, I think it kind of hurts his abilities. I think he just overdrives, and once you overdrive this track and burn the right front tire, it just doesn't go well from there. Tyler Redick next in line, 6,817th on the power ranking, starting 8th. And Tyler has been on quite a tear so far this year, and especially as of recent. He has 1 start here in the Cup Series, and with a 37.9 DraftKings average and a 10th place average finish. I expect Tyler to probably have another decent week this week. In the Xfinity Series, he does have 2 starts here with 1 top 5, 1 top 10, 1 top 20. Next in line, Eric Jones, 6,700, starting 24th and a 21st power ranking. His average finish is 17.6, so potentially a little PD upside here with Eric. 20.3 DraftKings average, 1 top 5, 2 top 10s, and 3 top 20s. Finished 24th here last year. Next in line, Bubba Wallace, who's been quite on a tear with at least getting into optimal lineups and pretty decent finishing positions. 6,500, 25th on the power ranking this week, starting 18th. Has raced 3 times at the Magic Mile with 19.0 DraftKings average and a 23rd place average finish. Then he finished 23rd here in last year's race. I expect him probably to finish in the top 20, probably high teens. So probably about where he starts. So don't love him to finish in the optimal lineup this week, but expect him to probably finish where he starts. All right, next in line here, we've got Cole Custer, 6,300, starting 21st. And the man with the worst luck of any driver for the year. 20th on the power ranking. 1 start here at the Magic Mile in the Cup Series with a 44.3 DraftKings average and an 8th place finish, which gives him an 8th place average finish. Does have 3 Xfinity starts to his record with 1 top 5, 3 top 10s, 3 top 20s. If Cole Custer's luck has just got to turn around at some point. Maybe it turns around and he wins a race and makes the playoffs. I kind of doubt it, but who knows? It's got to turn around sooner or later, I would think, or he just won't be driving a race car anymore. Next in line, Michael Mcdowell, 6,228th on the power ranking. Our first of our cautionary guys to be cautious when we're putting together our lineup, starting 23rd. Has 2 top 20s, a 21.9 DraftKings average, and a 24.4 average finish in the last 5 starts. 18 total starts here at New Hampshire, and those 2 top 20s, which came in the last 2 races, where he finished 19th last year. Next in line, Chase Briscoe, who has no Cup experience and only 1 Xfinity start here, where he finished 6th, is 29th in the power ranking, and he's starting 19th. Just don't like his starting spot. I think he probably finishes in the low 20s, 21, 22, 23rd. So no real PD upside here, no real potential for doing extremely well. I think he just kind of is a middle of the pack driver for this week. Next in line, Anthony Alfredo, kind of the same deal, but more potential PD upside this week, starting from 27th and 5,900, is 27th on the power ranking. Anthony has 0 starts in anything that I can find at New Hampshire. So be careful, but he hasn't had a lot of experience at very many tracks this year, and has ended up being a fairly decent pick. So we do have some value savings here at 5,900. But next in line, Corey LaJoie, 5,700, starting 26th, finished 35th last year, has a 28.6 average finish and a 16.3 DraftKings average. 6 total starts at the Magic Mile. And we're now starting to see some red show up on the board. And pretty much from here on is all red. So we're going to skim through these pretty quickly because I won't be having any of these guys in my lineup. Cody Ware, 5,600, finished 39th in his one start last year. James Davidson, 5,300, starting 37th, finished 30th here last year. Maybe some PD upside with James this week, but God, that's just tough to even think about taking any of these guys. BJ McLeod, 5,200, starting 32nd, finished 34th here last year. And his 5 Xfinity starts, he only has 1 top 20. Garrett Smitley, 5,000, starting 33rd, finished 31st last year. 4 Xfinity starts to his credit with no top 20s. Josh Bilicki, 4,800, starting 35th, finished 36th. No interest there. Justin Haley, 4,700. Will be his first Cup start here. Does have 1 Xfinity start where he finished 13th. Starting too high to even think about that. Quinn Hoff, starting 36th at 4,500. Finished 32nd here last year. So that rounds out the bottom of the barrel. All right, so let's kind of take a look at our dominators for this week. I do like Kyle Busch starting from the pole and the outside pole setter Mark Truex. Both of them decently priced, $10,900 for Kyle and $9,100 for Martin Truex. Kyle Larson's at the bottom here for potential dominators. So, I mean, I really like Kyle Busch, Martin Truex, and probably Denny Hammond, even though Alex Bowman I do potentially like. I think I actually probably should go up. Denny Hammond should be in the 3rd spot, and Alex should be down 1. And I'm not sure I'd like Chase Elliott. I do like his starting spot as a potential dominator, but I think pretty much the Joe Gibbs drivers, Kyle, Martin, and Denny, will all 3 be very good potential dominators this week. So our big one is the place differentials, where we need to find 4 drivers. I think Joey Logano is probably top of my list. I think he ends up probably having a top 5 finish, which will give him 10 place differentials. Daniel Suarez, even though he's 8,900, starting 31st, has a lot of potential upside. He just had some bad luck in the last couple of races. That's why he's got that bad starting spot. I like William Byron a lot, starting 16th. Like I said, I think he ended up probably finishing at least a top 5, if not a top 3. Ryan Newman starting 28th. So I really like Daniel Suarez, William Byron, and Ryan Newman. The problem is starting William Byron, that's going to limit you to potentially having William Byron as a dominator, which that's a tough one to pull off in my book. Some other ones that will save you a little bit of money: Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Eric Jones, Bubba Wallace, all starting in the high teens or 20s. My fill-in guys, I like Kevin Harvick a lot. I just don't like his starting position. I think he potentially has a little bit of PD upside, but no real dominator upside. That's why he gets put into this, I don't know what to call him. Maybe just having him as a finishing type spot. Starting 12th. Ryan Blaney, Matt Benedetto, Tyler Redick. They're all kind of starting in that no man's land where I kind of think they're going to finish where they started, and they're not really high enough to say that they're going to have great finishes. Kurt Busch potentially, just because he's been on such a hot streak lately, but you know, all hot streaks tend to cool off, and now that he's locked in for the playoffs, I think we may see him back down a little bit. But let's take a look at the optimal lineups from the last 2 races at New Hampshire, where sure enough we see 2 dominators last year with Brad Keselowski and Denny Hamlin. and 4 place differential guys. And you can see where they have started 31st, 14th, 19th, and 23rd, all getting into the low teens or single digits. In 2019, we saw pretty much the same thing. 2 dominators, first and second place finishers. Now, they had some PD upside coming from 23rd and 14th, which really gave them really good points. But the other 4 were all pretty much place differentials, except for Matt Benedetto, kind of starting where he finished, but finishing 5th and being priced at 6,600, got him into the optimal lineup. So as you can see, 2 dominators and 5/6 PD upside guys. But that pretty much wraps up our look at New Hampshire and our look at what to expect this weekend. Hey, make sure you do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe button. Check in every week. Don't forget, we have the next, after this weekend, we are off the next 2 weeks, so enjoy the Olympics. I may try to put together some videos to kind of tide you over from that time, or I might just take 2 weeks off. I don't know what I'm going to do. Definitely watch some Olympics. Go Team USA. And once again, hit that like button, subscribe, share it with your friends, and good luck this weekend. Thanks. Have a great one. Bye.
Get a good deep breath. Get ready to roll here. Only about one thing tonight, getting the W's, so got to be around the end to do that. Get ready to roll tonight, boys. Let's go have some fun.
Don't get me any more fired up than I already am.
All the way to the checkered. You are fine. Nobody's got to run. Checker time, baby!
Hell yeah!
Proud of you there, Matt. Good job, pal. Thanks, man. Good job all day. Great work, my man. Great work.
Keep putting yourself in position, we'll win our share, right? We got one back today, brother. Good job.
Great job, guys. Excellent work, my man. Excellent work. Thank you.
Man, that's awesome. Set out with a goal, we got it here, bud. Thank you very much.
Really proud of you, man. Drove your butt off tonight. We had the fastest car here, bud.
Probably killed our deal there. Just feel like I gave one away. Yeah, boys. Way to rebound. Great job.
Great job, bud. Really good job. Appreciate you hanging in there with us all weekend.
What a weekend. Good job. Thank you.